ng init directory allows you to evaluate an expression in the current scope. Evaluate an expression in the current scope means, so we can declare the predefined variables. Okay, so we can declare the predefined variables and we can assign values into that variables, like by using ng init directive. Okay, ng init directive and equal to names is the scope variable equal to, so here is the values. Okay, names contains two employees information, so this is the object. Okay, object type variable. So using this variable we are displaying employees information in the list format. Okay, order list. Okay, to define the predefined variables you can use ng init directive. Okay, same button and ng controller. Just for example, so without ng controller and button, just display employees information. Okay, employees information, doc type html tag ng app, and header section we call the library AngularJS library. In the body tag we use ng init directive to define the predefined variable and predefined values, and here we use an order list, and in order list li tag is there. In li tag we use ng repeat directive to loop the names variable. So save this and ng init. ng init dot html form. Okay, so run this example. Okay, here 1 2 employees information is displayed here. Can remove this. Okay, so this is the list, order list, or we can display this employees information in table format also, like yesterday's example. Okay, classes is ng binding, ng scope is added by internally. And next directive is, so I will explain this ng root directive on Monday's class. Okay, it will take some time. And the next directive is ng style directive. So ng style directive is used to apply CSS styles to the HTML elements. Okay, so by using ng style directive we can bind the CSS properties from controller. So directly we can use style attribute to apply CSS styles. If you want to bind the values from the database, okay, CSS values, sometimes if you want to bind the CSS properties from database we can use ng style directive to bind the values from the controller. ng-style directive allows you to set CSS styles and an HTML element coordinate. So this is the example. Just copy this. Copy this. So HTML, doctype HTML, in HTML tag we use ng app equal to my app, and we use a script tag to call the AngularJS library, and ng controller, and after that text box. So input type equal text box, ng style directive equal to. So observe this format: double quotes, and within a flower bracket, background color CSS property in single quote. After that colon, and after that within single quotes color code. Okay, first of all double quotes starting and ending, and after that open and close flower brackets, within flower brackets CSS property. Okay, so directly we are applying the background color to the text box by using ng style directive. If you want to bind the value, okay, CSS property value from the controller, so we can create, okay, scope variable in the background color property, and we can bind value to this variable in the controller. Okay, here input type equal text and ng style directive, and the same as this text box, background color, and after that we have written some expression to bind the value from controller. Flower brackets, two flower brackets, okay, within two flower brackets in single column my color variable is there. So we are binding the background color code from controller to this variable, and after that you know this thing, script tag, and where this is used to create the module for the application. So angular.module, and this is the application name. Okay, so this square brackets is used to call the third party modules. Okay, if you don't have any, if you have any other modules, okay, so you have to call that module names within square brackets. Okay, I will explain this example on Monday. And after controller, my control function, and scope dot change text box color. So this is the function. Okay, to when you click on the button it will execute. And function scope dot my color is the variable. Okay, so applying color code to this text box. Save this as ng style.html. Okay, ng style.html. So run this example. So background color is applied directly to the text box, and when you click on the button, okay, background color is applied from the controller. Okay, inspect, and there is no background color. For first text box, directly background color is applied, and for second text box, when you click on the button, it is applied. Okay, ng style directive also internally applies style attribute to apply CSS styles. Okay, directly it cannot apply CSS properties. So by using style attribute only, it will apply the CSS properties to any HTML control. So in this style directive, machine should add style attribute to the HTML elements. Okay, internally it will apply style attribute.
Prasad, could you please show me the code once? Could you please open it in HTML view so that will be easy for me?
HTML.
Like in Sublime text or something like that, so
I
that
don't I
the
don't have
view.
Sublime text, and today only I have
Okay,
removed the Visual Studio also. Okay,
okay, okay,
I will
okay,
install again it tomorrow.
okay.
Okay, so for today only, just adjust for today only.
Yeah, it's a bit clumsy, so
So I
just a
know
second.
that's why I'm explaining examples in Visual Studio.
Yeah,
There is some problem in Visual Studio. That's why I uninstalled.
okay, okay, fine, fine.
Tomorrow I will explain
So,
again.
so in the first line, we are just already, I mean, in the first input type is called text ng style background color. So in
Hmm.
the first line, we are already applying the color to the text,
Directly,
right?
directly
We're
applying
applying color.
background color to the text box.
Yeah, in the second,
In the second text
if we
box,
click,
by using expression, we are binding the variable from the controller.
just so my color. Come. Okay, okay, I got you. And actually, if you don't mind, could you please explain me the first two lines inside the script where app is equals to angular dot module?
Where app equal to angular module to create the
Yeah,
application module. Okay, this statement is used to create the application module. Okay, so and this is the angular.module is a method to create the module, and my app is the application name, our application name. And for second square brackets, so if you have any third party modules, okay, like so here ng root directive. Okay, so for ng root directive machine should we have to use other library also. Okay, angular root.js. Okay, sometimes machine should we have to use third party libraries also. Okay, multiple libraries. So in that time,
multiple.
mm,
Okay,
this library also have module. So if you open this, in this library also there is one module, right? Where
yes,
ng-root
yes.
module equal to angular.module ng-root. So this is the
Okay,
module for this file. Okay, if
okay,
you
okay,
uh, if you want to work out this library, we have to use ng-root module. Okay, we have to include this module into this module. Okay, we have to include that module also in this module. Okay, we are including. Okay, to access all the functions in this library.
okay. So, for one application, there should be only one module, or there can be more than one modules.
Only one module, but there is mm, if you use a number of modules, so there is some modules is there, uh, like the module name. We have to call this module name into. We have to include that module name in this statement.
Oh, okay. Okay. So for one application, there should be only one module,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Okay,
One application
fine.
should be there only one module. In sometimes we use third modules also. So for third party modules also their application name or module name. Okay, we
Okay,
have to include these module names into our application module so that we can access all the
okay,
functionalities from that module.
okay,
Okay, so that all functionalities are will be worked out for our application.
okay, okay. Got you, got you.
Mm.
Okay, the second line, please don't mind just second line. App.controller.
So and app controller, and this is the control for our application, and we are
Okay,
declaring controller and implementing controller for this application to bind the values from the database. Okay, this is the mediator between this view and the database. Okay, from database values getting from controller and access and displaying values into the view by using controller only.
okay,
Okay,
okay. Got you.
this is the mediator.
Okay,
View, controller and database. Okay, if you request DB to display some employees information, okay, some employees information, it will controller takes the controller take the request and ask to the database. Okay, ask to the database to display emp info and take the response from the DB and display result into the view. Okay, got it. This is the mediator
yeah, got it,
between
Professor.
view and database.
Yeah, yeah, got it, got it.
Mm. Okay, so this is the ng style uh, directive. Next, ng show directive. So ng show directive is used to show or hide the HTML elements, just like Java jQuery hide show methods. Okay, if you want to hide any HTML elements, we can hide HTML elements by using ng show directive. Ng show directive is equal to true or false. Okay, if you put ng show equal to true, it will show the HTML elements. Ng show equal to false, it will hide the HTML elements. Directive shows or hides the given HTML elements based on the expression provided to the ng show attribute. So in this example, this is one part paragraph. Okay, in the paragraph, first name text box and the last name text box. Okay, two text boxes is there, and by using expression we are displaying first name and last name, and when you click on the button, okay, when you click on the button, uh, we can toggle the paragraph. Toggle means hide or show. Okay, hidden elements are shown or shown elements are hidden. So this is one part. ng show directive and equal to my value. So bind my value variable bind from controller. Okay, first time show. So ng show equal true. So it will display all these controls in the paragraph. So when you click on the button, okay, here not scope dot my value. Not scope dot my value means opposite value is applied to the my value. If value is true, opposite value false. If value is false, opposite value true is applied to this variable. So that here my value true or false is applied. Okay, for just okay, we can use same example. Input type equal to button and value equal to toggle show hide and ng click equal to display controls and next. So we can put all this content in paragraph. Okay, and ng show equal to okay flag. This show.html. So okay, when you click on this button, to call this and the next my scope dot my flag. So first of all, remove this. Okay, in the controller, scope dot my flag equal to true. Okay, so my flag equal to true, so that ng show equal true. So it will display the all this content. So first of all, run this example. Okay, displaying total content in the paragraph. Okay, so this is the content in paragraph. So ng show equal to true. If put false, false. Okay, so paragraph is in hide. Ng class equal to ng hide. Okay, hide class is applied. Hide class contains display none important CSS properties. Okay, and so when you click on this button, we have to toggle between hide and show, like hidden paragraph, shown paragraph hidden. Scope dot display controls equal to function scope dot my flag equal to not scope dot my flag. Okay, so already my flag contains false value. Okay, when you click on this button, this function is executed and apply reverse value to this value. Okay, already false is there. Okay, so here not means true is applied to my flag. Again, when you click on button, so in this time my flag contains true value. So again, when you click on this button, false is applied. Okay, based on this not symbol. So refresh this. Okay, display controls. And you click. Okay, so now my flag equal to false first time, so that paragraph is in hidden mode. So when you click on this button, uh, true is applied here. Again, when you click on this, false is applied. Okay, based on not symbol. Okay, reverse value is applied. So this is the ng show directive. Otherwise, directly also you can put for individual elements also. Button and ng show equal to my flag 1. Okay, my flag 1 and value equal to click me. Directly we can apply the value from controller. Scope dot my flag 1 equal to true. So now this button is displayed. Button. Okay, click me button is displaying, and you can put false. If you put false, button is not displayed. Okay, so this is the ng show directive, and ng hide directive also same. Okay, based on flag value, so it will hide or show the HTML elements based on the expression. Okay, same ng show and ng hide will work same. And next ng href directive. So this directive is used to bind uh, bind the URLs from the controller. Okay, nghref directive dynamically create a URL from a property in scope. Use nghref instead of href. So normally in HTML, a tag and href attribute to give the path like www.yahoo.com and Yahoo a tag close. Okay, normal HTML we can give the URL like this. Okay, if you want to bind the URL from the database, sometimes okay, if you want to bind the values, bind the URL from the database, bind this URL from database, we need to use nghref directive, and next okay, my link variable. So we can apply the URL to this variable, and this variable is applied to the href attribute. Okay, nghref internally add href attribute. Okay, and link, my link, scope dot my link equal to http www.google.co.in ng href attribute.html form. Okay, so this path is bind from controller. Okay, so when you click on this button, this link, it will open the Google website. So go to inspect element and you can check here nghref attribute directive attaches internally href attribute to give the path to the link. Okay, internally attaches this attribute. Okay, so internally attaches this link attribute to apply the link for this link a tag. And next, so this is the nghref attribute, and next ng source attribute, ng source directive. So ng source directive is used to bind the okay image paths from the controller, okay, from the database, because sometimes must and should you have to bind the profile pics, okay, profile pics from the database. So in that scenarios we have to use ng source directive to bind the profile pics to the login person. Okay, so for example, I have one image img tag and src attribute to bind the image path. Okay, we can copy image, penguins.jpg to this folder, and penguins ins.jpg and height equal to 200 pixels, width 200 pixels. Close this. So if you run this example, it will display image. Okay. So normal image source attribute will display image directly. Okay, if you want to bind profile pics based on login person, we have to bind the images based on user profile pics, so that profile pic equal to this dot jpg. Okay, directly you can bind the controller profile pic. So ng source directive we have to use to bind the profile pics or any images. Okay, so like this. So ng source attribute applies source attribute. Okay, internally attaches source attribute to apply images into the image tag. Okay, every directive must and should attaches HTML attribute to attach the values. Okay, like ng source or ng href. Okay, like that. Ng hide, for ng hide also css property is applied, display property, and for ng style attribute directive attaches internally style attribute to apply css styles. And ng disable directive, then check directive read only, all these are not important. Ng source and ng href is important attributes directives, and ng disable directive. So ng disable directive is used to disable the HTML controls. Okay, if you want to disable the HTML controls, you can use ng disable directive and value equal to true or false, so that we can enable or disable the controls. Okay, if you disable the text box, any text box in the runtime, so user cannot enter any text content into that text box. Okay, so this directive is used to disable the controls. Directory sets the disable attribute on the element if the expression inside ng disable evaluates to truth. Okay, so here button. So when you click on this button, it will disable or enable. Okay, text box. Okay, first of all, ng disable equal to my condition, not my condition. Not my condition means if here value false, it will true is applied here. Here value is true, here false is applied. Okay, not condition. Otherwise, we can read this ng disabled dot html. Okay, my condition. So my condition variable bind the value false so that ng disabled equal to false. So user can enter value into this text box. If my condition equal to true, okay, ng disabled equal to true here. So user cannot enter any text content into the text box. So that when you click on this button, this function is executed and applied true or false, okay, based on the expression. Okay, here if my condition is false, true is applied in the statement. If my condition equal to true, false is applied based on this expression. Okay, not expression is used here. So ng disable directory. Okay, so first time, okay, ng disable equal to my condition equal to false. So that ng disable equal to false. So user can enter text into the text box. Okay, if you give here true value, user cannot enter text into the text box. Okay, so cursor is not available. So when you click on this button, text box is enabled again. Okay, user can enter text content. So again you can click on this button, text box is disabled. Again you can enable. Okay, like this you can enable or disable the text box or any HTML controls. Okay, so this is the ng disable directive. And ng check directive is used to bind the values for the checkbox controls. Okay, bind the values for the checkbox. Okay, checkbox value. If you want to check the checkbox value, okay, use ng check directive to select the checkbox value. Okay, checkbox value ng check directive accept the return value of the function. Okay, return must should be true or false return value. Scope that get checked false method returns false value and get checked true method returns true value for this text box. Okay, so ng check directive machine should call the function. Okay, that function should be return true or false values to check the checkbox. And ng read only directives, and Angular ng read only directive is used to make DOM elements read only. Make DOM elements read only. So read only means user can see the values in the text boxes, so that user cannot modify the values, just read only. User can see the values, that's it. User cannot change the values in the text boxes. So for example, okay, so body ng control, my control is there. And next, first name text box, ng model is there. Okay, and ng read only equal to true directly is applied. Okay, ng read only equal to true, so that user can read only. Okay, first name value user can read only, so user cannot change the first name. And next, last name text box, read only value bind from controller. So true false equal to true false variable, or just put my flag. Okay, my flag. .html. So my flag value bind from controller, so that is true or false. So if value is true, so user only can read. If my flag value false, user can read and user can update. Run this. Okay, so it in the first name text box, user cannot update, and last name text box, user can update values. Okay, like this. So first name text box, user cannot update, only for reading purpose. And next, ng selector directive. So ng select directive is used to select the drop down list values from the controller. Okay, AngularJS ng selected directive is used to make selected option in select element. Make selected option in select element. So for example, if you want to bind some cities information from controller, okay, and make select option in the select, like here in this example, so we are binding statuses. Okay, available, busy, idle, offline. So these are the status, and binding the status from controller to the drop down list, and we can make selected option, okay, from controller. So selected option based on index. Okay, by default value it is selected in the drop down list. copy and paste here, so that just copy this in this selector.html. So first of all, run this example. Okay, here number of status is there. Okay, so if you want to select by default value, any one default value, okay, so you can select the default value from controller based on index id. So here drop down list value, drop down list in HTML, select ng model equal to make selected. Ng model equal to make selected means to make the selected value, okay, to make the selected value by default selected value, and ng options means bind the options from the controller. So here state.id as state.name for state in my states. My states is the variable, okay, scope variable. So this variable bind from controller with the number of statuses, and we are binding id and name for this statuses. State.id as state.name for state in my states. State in my states. In ng repeat directive, ng repeat equal to item in, otherwise emp in employees. We are writing code for ng repeat directive like this. Okay, so here also same, stat in my status. Okay, so this is id and okay value for options. Okay, id and value for these options. Okay, we have to bind the id and name for the drop down list. Okay, so here is the object type data type, object type variable, then id 0 and name equal to select status is the first value, and id equal to 1, and comma name available is the status, and busy status, and third ideal, fourth offline status, and scope dot make selected equal to scope dot my status of 2. My status of 2 is the index to get the values from object data type, and dot id based on id. Okay, based on id we are making the selected value, okay, default selected value in the drop down list. So that busy is selected. Busy means status of 2. Okay, array index always start with 0, right? Array index always start with 0, so that based on index we can select the default select values. So if you need default value available, you can put index value 1. So this is in position index 1. Okay, available is the selected default selected value. And if you want to do offline is the selected value for my status of 4 dot id. Okay, offline is the selected value. Okay, based on index value we are making the selected value in the drop down list.
Prasad, if you give my status 5,
Hmm.
I mean, if it is array out of
My
I mean, as we have five elements, we are going with index 4, right?
mm,
If we have only five elements with us, and if we declare index number as 6 or 7 like that,
only we
array
have
out of, I mean, if we declare array out of bound in our code, then what will get let
I
me
did
explain.
not get.
Yeah, here you declared as my status code. Could you please declare that here?
Voice is very low.
Could you please declare there as my status 5 or 6?
My status 5 or 6. There is no selected value.
Yeah, yeah, there is no value, but I would like to
Mm,
say what will get displayed because it's array
mm,
out of bound, right? So
Auto bind
okay,
so that no value is binded to the drop down list and it will get the error.
okay, okay, nothing.
It will show the error. So cannot read property ID of undefined.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay,
so this is not undefined. Okay, there is no fifth index for my status.
okay.
So that values are not binded to the drop down list.
Mm, okay,
Okay, directly we can give the index value 1 is the available so that
okay.
it is the default selected value. And remaining things are mouse down, mouse up. All these are events and these directives are not important and you can learn from the document I have given yesterday and cut to copy paste also same.
You didn't share any document with me yesterday.
Yesterday I given the URL right
Oh,
AngularJS.org.
okay. Angular, okay, 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 got you.
From
And
here you can learn.
okay,
And the transclude. Okay, these are important topics. Ng transclude and factory services. Okay, and a document and filters
okay,
and ng root directive also. Okay, today we stopped this to explain. Okay, because of I don't have Visual Studio to explain this.
okay.
Okay, so that